I worked 80-hour weeks to save $10,000 for IVF treatment, and my brother stole it for his girlfriend's BBL surgery. While we were at the fertility clinic. We can't keep going without your love. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us your location. We'd love to know where our stories reach. I stared at my phone screen, watching my bank balance drop to $247.39 while sitting in Dr. Morrison's fertility clinic waiting room. My husband Marcus squeezed my hand, oblivious to the financial apocalypse happening in real time. We'd been trying for 3 years. 3 years of negative tests, pitying looks, and whispered conversations at family gatherings. This IVF cycle was our last hope before my endometriosis made pregnancy impossible. Shanice Williams, the nurse called. I couldn't move. The $10,000 I'd scraped together working double shifts at Newark General, 80-hour weeks for 9 months, had vanished. I refreshed the app. Still gone. My hands trembled as I checked the transaction history. Wire transfer to Darnell Williams. Approved. Darnell. My brother. The only person with access to my savings account from when I'd helped him avoid repossession 2 years ago. I'd forgotten to remove him. Baby, what's wrong? Marcus leaned over, seeing my face drain of color. We need to leave. Now. My voice cracked. The nurse approached, concerned. Mrs. Williams. We're ready for your consultation. I can't, the words stuck in my throat. How do you explain that your own blood just destroyed your dreams? That every overnight shift, every missed anniversary dinner, every moment of exhaustion had been stolen? Marcus grabbed my phone. His jaw clenched as understanding dawned. Tell me he didn't. I called Darnell. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Nothing. Then my phone buzzed. A Facebook notification. Darnell had tagged me in a post, his girlfriend Keisha showing off her new body in a bikini at some Miami resort. The caption read, "Sometimes family comes through when you need them most. Hashtag blessed, hashtag new body who dis, hashtag thank you baby bro." I screamed. Growing up, Darnell was everything. Mama's favorite, the football star, the charmer who could talk his way out of anything. I was the responsible one, the boring one, the daughter who studied nursing while he partied at Howard University on a full ride he eventually lost. When he dropped out junior year, Mama blamed the environment. When he couldn't keep a job, it was bad bosses. When he totaled her car, she pulled money from her retirement to replace it. He's finding himself, Shanice, she'd say. Not everyone's path is straight like yours. I loved my brother. Despite everything, I did. He was funny, protective when it mattered, and occasionally thoughtful. Last Christmas, he'd given me a onesie that said, "Future Auntie's baby." He'd hugged me tight and whispered, "Y'all gonna be amazing parents." That memory made this betrayal burn hotter. Marcus drove us home in silence. His knuckles were white on the steering wheel. We'd depleted our emergency fund, postponed buying a house, skipped vacations. He'd worked overtime at the warehouse without complaint because we both wanted this baby desperately. "Call your mother," he finally said. Marcus. Shanice, he stole $10,000. That's a felony. Call her. My hands shook as I dialed. Mama answered on the third ring, gospel music playing in the background. "Hey baby girl. How'd the appointment go?" "Mama, I need to talk to you about Darnell." The music volume lowered. What did he do now? That casual acceptance of his wrongdoing, like mischief was expected, ignited something in me. He stole my IVF money. All of it. $10,000 for his girlfriend's plastic surgery. Silence. Then, now Shanice, there must be some misunderstanding. I'm looking at the transaction, Mama. And her Instagram post thanking him. Baby girl, I'm sure Darnell didn't mean to authorize a wire transfer. Didn't mean to steal 9 months of my life. My voice rose. Mama, I worked 80-hour weeks. I've been living on ramen and tap water to save this money. Watch your tone with me, Shanice Marie. Mama's voice hardened. You know Darnell's been struggling. Keisha's been on him about her insecurities. He probably thought. Thought what? That my infertility was less important than her ass. The words exploded out of me. Marcus took the phone. Mrs. Williams, with respect, your son committed theft. We're trying to decide whether to involve police. I heard Mama's sharp intake of breath. Police? On family? Marcus, you can't be serious. That boy would go to prison. He should. I grabbed the phone back. Mama, this was my baby. My one chance. Do you understand that? I understand you're upset, but destroying your brother's life won't get you pregnant, Shanice. The cruelty of that statement, the casual dismissal of my pain, made my vision blur. So what do I do, Mama? Just accept it. Give me time to talk to him. I'm sure we can work something out. You know Darnell loves you. People who love you don't steal your dreams. He made a mistake. That's what family does, we forgive mistakes. After hanging up, I sat on our bedroom floor, Marcus holding me while I sobbed. Dr. Morrison's office had called twice. We'd missed our window. The next available appointment was 4 months away, potentially too late given my deteriorating condition. My phone buzzed. A text from Darnell, sis, I can explain. Darnell finally called at midnight. I'd been lying awake, staring at our empty nursery, the room we'd painted sage green last spring, filled with hope and borrowed furniture. Sis, before you say anything. You stole from me. My voice was flat, emotionless. I'd cried myself dry. I didn't steal. I borrowed. I'm gonna pay you back. Borrowed? Darnell, you didn't ask. You just took money you knew was for my fertility treatment. Keisha was desperate, Nick. She was talking about leaving me. Her self-esteem was destroyed after the twins. I had to do something. Keisha had 2 kids, 7 and 5, from her previous relationship. Beautiful children I'd babysat countless times. So you destroyed my chance at having even one child to fix her insecurities. It ain't like that. Look, the procedure was time-sensitive. They had a cancellation in Miami, some celebrity surgeon. She'd been on the wait list for months. I knew you'd understand eventually. Understand? Darnell, I'm 34. I have stage 3 endometriosis. My doctor said this cycle was critical. Every month I wait decreases my chances. You can do IVF anytime. Keisha's opportunity was now. The audacity. The sheer narcissistic audacity made me laugh, a bitter, broken sound. How exactly are you paying me back? You're unemployed. I got prospects. This new business venture. You have prospects. I sat up. Darnell, you haven't held a job longer than 4 months in 6 years. What venture? Crypto trading. My boy Antoine showed me. I hung up. Marcus stirred beside me. What did he say? That Keisha's ass was more time-sensitive than our baby. Marcus's jaw clenched. I'm filing a police report tomorrow. Mama will never forgive me. Baby, your mama's gonna have to choose. Mama called an emergency family meeting at her house in East Orange. Sunday dinner, she said, like this was normal conflict requiring pot roast and reconciliation. I didn't want to go. Marcus insisted, we needed witnesses to hear Darnell's admission before involving police. My Aunt Renee was there, Uncle Travis, my cousin Monique, and of course, Darnell with Keisha attached to his hip. She looked different, swollen, wrapped in compression garments under a designer tracksuit. "Look what you did," Keisha said immediately, gesturing at her bruised face. "I had complications. Been in pain for days. You happy now?" "Excuse me." I set down my purse. "All your negative energy," calling Darnell screaming, "stressing me out." My surgeon said stress affects healing. Aunt Renee intervened. "Keisha, maybe sit this one out, baby." "No, she needs to hear this." Keisha stood, wincing dramatically. Darnell did a beautiful thing, helping me feel confident again after my body was destroyed by childbirth. But Shanice's jealousy. Jealousy? My voice could have cut glass. Of theft? Borrowed money? Marcus stepped forward. "Ma'am, with respect, shut up." The room froze. Marcus never raised his voice. He was the peacemaker, the calm one. For 2 years, I've watched my wife inject herself with hormones that made her sick. Watched her cry every time her period came. Worked 60-hour weeks at a warehouse because we needed every dollar. And you're standing here, in my face, talking about jealousy. Darnell stood. "Yo, don't talk to my girl. Your girl is wearing $10,000 of stolen money on her ass." Marcus's voice was lethal calm. "That's my wife's baby she's sitting on." Mama slammed her hand on the table. "Enough. We're family. We'll figure this out." "How, Mama?" I asked. "How do we figure out that your son values his girlfriend's vanity over my fertility?" Mama's solution was predictable. Darnell would pay me back $50 a month. At that rate, I'd have my money back in approximately 16 years. "That's unacceptable," Marcus said. "It's what we can afford," Darnell countered. "I'm between jobs." "You're always between jobs." I exploded. "You're 32 years old, living in Mama's basement, driving her car, eating her food. When exactly do you plan on being a man?" "Shanice." Mama's voice cracked like a whip. "Apologize to your brother." "For what?" "Telling the truth." Aunt Renee cleared her throat. "Vera, I love you, but your daughter's right. Darnell can't keep skating by on charm and excuses. This is serious. Stay out of this, Renee. I'm already in it." Shanice called me crying at 2 a.m. You know what she said? That she failed. Not that Darnell stole from her, that she failed for not protecting her money better. Those words hung heavy. I had thought that. Somehow, in the twisted logic of family dysfunction, I'd blamed myself. Monique spoke up. "Uncle Darnell, real talk. That was foul. I'm 23 and even I know you don't touch somebody's medical money." "Thank you," Marcus said. Darnell's face reddened. "Y'all acting like I killed someone. It's just money. Just money." My voice dropped to a whisper. "I miscarried twice before we saved enough for IVF. Twice. I held my dead babies and swore the next time, I'd do everything right. That money represented hope. You didn't steal dollars, Darnell. You stole my future children." The room went silent. Keisha shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't know. You didn't ask. You saw money and took it. Both of you." I turned to Mama. "I'm filing a police report tomorrow. He has 24 hours to return every penny, or I'm pressing charges." Mama's face crumbled. "You'd send your brother to prison. He sent my babies into non-existence. What's fair, Mama?" Monday morning, I sat in the police station with Marcus, filing a formal theft report. Officer Jenkins, a middle-aged black woman with kind eyes, took my statement. This is family? She asked. Yes, ma'am. That makes it harder. I'll be honest, pressing charges against a sibling, your mother will likely never forgive you. She hasn't forgiven me for being born responsible, I said quietly. Officer Jenkins nodded knowingly. I had a brother like yours. Died in a car accident driving drunk at 35. Never grew up. Sometimes enabling is killing with kindness. The report was filed. Darnell had 72 hours to respond before formal charges proceeded. My phone exploded. Mama called 17 times. Cousins I hadn't heard from in years suddenly had opinions. Uncle Travis, surprisingly, texted support, "You're doing right. Darnell needs consequences." But the family had largely chosen sides, and I was losing. My cousin Brianna posted on Facebook, "Some people value money over family." Sad to see. The comments filled with relatives agreeing, none knowing the full story. I wanted to respond, to defend myself, but Marcus stopped me. Let them think what they want. You know the truth. Work became my refuge. I picked up extra shifts, partly for distraction, partly to start rebuilding our savings. The nurses knew something was wrong but didn't pry. Only my supervisor, Patricia, cornered me during break. "Shanice, you can't keep working like this. You're exhausted." "I have to. We lost everything." She studied me carefully. "The IVF fund?" I nodded, tears forming. Patricia hugged me tight. "Listen to me. My sister went through something similar. Family betrayal over money. You know what saved her? Boundaries. Steel-reinforced boundaries. I don't know if I can cut my family off. Not cut off. Protect. There's a difference." That night, I blocked Mama's number. Not permanently, I told myself, just until I could breathe without her voice in my head defending Darnell. Wednesday afternoon, 2 detectives visited Darnell at Mama's house. I wasn't there, but Monique called me immediately after. "Girl, it was chaos. Your mama was crying, Darnell was yelling about family loyalty, and Keisha tried to run out the back door." "Why would Keisha run?" "Nick, she knew. The detectives found texts between them planning it. She specifically told him to use your account since you'd understand eventually." My stomach dropped. Premeditated. They'd planned this. "There's more," Monique continued. "Keisha's been posting about the surgery for weeks, tagging the clinic, the surgeon, everything. It's documented that she paid cash. 10,000 in cash, Nick. Exactly your amount. Evidence. Undeniable evidence." The detective, Santiago, called me that evening. "Ms. Williams, we have enough for felony theft charges. Your brother and his girlfriend conspired to steal funds they knew were designated for medical treatment. However, they're claiming it was a family loan gone wrong. It wasn't a loan." I never agreed. "I believe you. But family cases are tricky. The DA might offer a deal, full restitution plus probation instead of jail time. What if they can't pay restitution? Then he serves time." That night, I couldn't sleep. Images of Darnell in prison haunted me. Despite everything, he was still my brother. The boy who'd walked me to school, who'd punched Jeremy Crawford for pulling my hair in 6th grade, who'd cried with me when Daddy died. But he was also the man who'd stolen my baby's chance at life. Marcus found me in the nursery at 3 a.m. "Baby, come to bed. I'm destroying my family." "Your family destroyed itself. You're just refusing to clean up their mess anymore." "What if I'm being too harsh?" Marcus knelt beside me. "Shanice, if our child exists someday and someone stole from them, what would you want them to do?" "Fight back. Then show them how. Darnell called from a restricted number Friday morning. I almost didn't answer. Nick, please. I'm begging you. Drop the charges. Give me my money back. I can't. It's gone. The surgery, the hotel, the flights, it's all spent. Then sell something. Keisha's car. Her jewelry. Figure it out. You really want me to go to prison? His voice cracked. Nick, I'm your brother. And I'm your sister. Did that matter when you stole from me? I wasn't thinking clearly. Keisha was threatening to leave, take the kids. I panicked. You panicked for months. Because Monique told me about the texts. You planned this, Darnell. You and Keisha sat down and decided my infertility was your opportunity. Silence. That's what hurts most, I continued, my voice breaking. Not the money, the calculation. You looked at my pain and saw a resource to exploit. I never thought of it like that. I swear, Nick. I always assumed you'd figure it out. You always do. You're strong. You always land on your feet. I'm strong because I had to be. Because nobody protected me. Because I was the responsible one while you got coddled and excused. The words poured out, years of resentment finally unleashed. Do you know what it's like being the good child? The one who gets praised for having her life together but ignored when she's falling apart. Nick. I had a miscarriage last year at work. 11 weeks. I locked myself in the supply closet and bled through my scrubs, then finished my shift because we needed the money. You know who I called? Marcus. Not Mama. Because I knew she'd somehow make it about you, about your feelings, about not stressing you out with my problems. I didn't know. Because nobody asked. I'm supposed to be fine, right? Mama finally called from Aunt Renee's phone. I hadn't blocked her yet. Shanice, we need to talk. I've been going through Darnell's things. My heart pounded. What did you find? Receipts. Bank statements. Baby girl, this wasn't his first time. What? Mama's voice trembled. Last year, when I couldn't figure out why my retirement account was lower than expected. Found a withdrawal authorization with Darnell's signature. He'd forged my name, took $8,000 for some business investment that never materialized. I sat down hard. Mama. There's more. Your cousin Jerome's tuition money that mysteriously disappeared from his college fund 3 years ago. Darnell had access as the backup trustee. It's gone. Why are you just now telling me this? Because I didn't want to believe it. I've been making excuses, covering for him, hoping he'd grow up. She started crying. Shanice, I failed you. I protected him when I should have protected you. This wasn't the conversation I'd expected. Mama, I don't understand. Why the sudden change? Your Aunt Renee asked me something yesterday. She said, Vera, if Shanice had stolen from Darnell, would you be this forgiving? And baby girl, I had to sit with that. The answer was no. I would have dragged you by your edges and demanded you make it right immediately. The admission hung between us. I let you down, Mama continued. I taught Darnell that his actions don't have consequences. I taught you that your pain doesn't matter as much as his comfort. I'm so sorry. I couldn't speak. Tears streamed down my face. Don't drop the charges, Mama said firmly. He needs to face this. I'll testify if necessary. Mama, you testify against him. Baby, I'd testify for you. There's a difference. The DA offered Darnell a deal: plead guilty to felony theft, pay full restitution within 6 months, complete 200 community service hours, and receive 2 years probation. Otherwise, he faced 3 to 5 years in prison. His lawyer called me directly. Ms. Williams, my client cannot pay $10,000 in 6 months. He's unemployed with no assets. That's not my problem. If he goes to prison, you'll never see that money. With probation, he can work, repay you. He's had 32 years to learn responsibility. Why should I believe the next 6 months will be different? Because this is real now. Legal consequences. His girlfriend's already cut ties. Keisha wants no part of potential jail time. That surprised me. She left him. Took her kids and moved back with her mother. Blamed everything on your brother. Karma, I thought, but took no joy in it. Marcus had a different perspective. If he goes to prison, Shanice, you still lose. He can't pay you back from a cell, and your family will blame you forever. They already blame me. Some do. But your mama's changing. Travis supports you. Renee's on your side. Don't let Darnell's bad choices make you compromise your character. I met with the DA, a sharp woman named Anderson. Ms. Williams, what do you want from this situation? Punishment or restitution? I want my money. But I also want him to understand what he took wasn't just cash. Then let's structure the deal differently. He pays $2,000 within 30 days, he can sell possessions, Keisha can contribute since she benefited. Then monthly payments of $400 for 20 months. Miss one payment, he serves the full sentence. Additionally, he writes you a letter acknowledging the harm caused. Not an apology, an acknowledgement. Why not an apology? Anderson smiled grimly. Apologies are cheap. Acknowledgement requires understanding. If he can't articulate what he took from you, he hasn't learned anything. I agreed to the modified terms. Darnell had 30 days. He sold his gaming system, his sneaker collection, and surprisingly, Keisha's designer bag she'd left behind. He made the first payment, $2,000. The letter arrived on day 29, handwritten on notebook paper. Nick. The DA says I have to acknowledge what I took from you. I've been sitting here for days trying to figure out how to write this without sounding like I'm just saying what you want to hear. I stole your hope. That's what the money was, not dollars, but hope. Hope that you could have the family you've dreamed about since we were kids playing house in Mama's living room. You were always the one who wanted babies, who babysat every kid in the neighborhood, who talked about being a mother like it was destiny. I took that from you because I was selfish. Not just selfish, cowardly. Keisha was threatening to leave, and instead of being a man and dealing with it, I took the easy way out. I didn't think about your pain. I didn't think about Marcus working overtime. I didn't think about the shots, the appointments, the hope you were building. You said I looked at your pain and saw opportunity. You're right. I've done that my whole life. Every time you succeeded, I felt like I was falling further behind, so I'd create a crisis that pulled attention back to me. When you graduated nursing school, I dropped out of Howard. When you got married, I crashed Mama's car. When you bought your house, I lost another job. I wanted to be the golden child without doing the work. I wanted the praise you earned without the sacrifice. And when you were finally reaching for something you'd worked so hard for, I couldn't stand it. I can't give you back the time or the hope. I can only pay back the money and promise to do better. I'm actually working, at Uncle Travis's construction company. I'm in therapy. I'm trying to become the brother you deserved all along. I'm sorry. Not sorry I got caught. Sorry I hurt you. Darnell. I read it 3 times, crying through each reading. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Months later, I sat in Dr. Morrison's office with Marcus, holding hands, waiting for our names to be called. We'd saved $7,500, my own money this time, earned through honest work and careful budgeting. Darnell had made every payment on time, contributing $2,400 total. Uncle Travis had surprisingly gifted us $1,000. Mama had added $500 with a note, for my future grandbaby. The rest came from a GoFundMe my coworker Patricia organized. When I protested, she'd said, "Let people help you, Shanice. You've earned it." The fertility clinic felt different this time. Less like a place of dreams deferred and more like a place of possibilities. My endometriosis had worsened, we'd likely only get one more shot at this, but I felt stronger. Not because everything was perfect, but because I'd learned to protect my peace. Darnell and I had lunch once a month now. Awkward at first, but healing slowly. He'd kept his job for 7 months, a record. Started dating someone new, a teacher named Alyssa who didn't tolerate nonsense. At our last lunch, he'd asked about the IVF. "How are you feeling about it?" "Scared. Hopeful. Guarded." "That's fair." He'd pushed an envelope across the table. "I know I still owe you, but I wanted you to have this now." Inside was a check for $500 and a tiny onesie that read, "My uncle's still learning, but he loves me already." I'd cried right there in the Panera Bread. "Mrs. Williams." The nurse smiled warmly. "We're ready for you." Marcus squeezed my hand. "You ready?" I thought about everything, the betrayal, the pain, the legal battles, the family rifts slowly mending. I thought about the woman I'd been 6 months ago, broken and powerless, and the woman I was now, scarred but standing. "Yeah," I said, "standing. I'm ready." As we walked toward the consultation room, my phone buzzed. A text from Mama, "Praying for y'all, baby girl. You're going to be an amazing mother." And for the first time in a long time, I believed it. Whatever happened next, pregnancy or not, success or heartbreak, I knew I'd survive it. Because I'd learned the hardest lesson: sometimes protecting your dreams means disappointing the people you love. Sometimes being strong means letting others face their consequences. Sometimes family means choosing yourself first. I'd worked 80-hour weeks to save for this moment. My brother had stolen it once. But he couldn't